Alright, Shalom. This is Brother Samar. Before I do anything, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And with that, and once again, this is Brother Samar coming at you with another lesson. Lord will, this is edifying. So, this lesson I'm going to be calling it, being mentally checked out. And remember a brother from the camp, Shar, I remember him saying that, how you got women, they say that they're mentally checked out, First they mentally check out and then they physically actually get out of it and get out of the relationship and stuff like that. But if you look at that too, you can look at it as a spiritual aspect when it comes to the elect. First the mental and then the physical, right? Real quick, because this is something that we were going over in at camp the other day. I think it's Revelation 18. Yep. So let's start at verse 3. This is Revelations 18 and verse 3. It says, "For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." And her meaning who? Babylon the Great, aka America, man. All the stuff that's going on in America, man, is just wicked. We talk about it all the time, how you step out and you see a lot of wicked stuff, man, when it comes to these women, our people in general, and Esau, Edom, and just these heathen nations, and you can't follow them, man. You got to follow after Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. But the main thing is, too, though, about this is the whore, aka Babylon the Great, being in bed with these nations. And now the kings of this earth, aka the other nations, are mad, man. The philosophies and all the things that they sign with this devil, the treaties and all the meetings and everything like that, they were mixed in with this system, man. And putting that Mo agenda, and it's just like a cancer, man, and it's bad. That's why this devil has to go, man. Even these other nations want America gone, man. So it says, "And the kings of the earth had committed a fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies," right? So the trades and everything like that they're doing from America, because America in a whole is a cash cow, right? You can go to Nahum chapter 3, I believe, and it goes into Nineveh. And Nineveh and America have a lot of similarities, and this today is the modern day Nineveh, man. So the well-favored harlot, right? So they made these trades from with America, and America in a whole is the biggest consumers, right? So they're so these other nations are actually getting rich off of America, right? I forget what that scripture is, but let's keep it going. Verse 4, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." See? So come out of her. How do we come out of her? First, it starts mentally, right? We mentally get out of here, right? As far as, like I said, that mental checkout, like you're not even thinking, like you're not even thinking about next year. You're not thinking about 2030, man. You got people talking about, in 2030, I'm be. We're not thinking about 2030. We're not thinking about a future here. We're thinking about a future past this, man. That we're the scriptures talk about what's that? Matter of fact, Salakia. I think it's Peter, 2 Peter, chapter what, 3? Yep. Chapter 3 and verse 12, straight to the point. It says, matter of fact, wait. Yeah. Straight to the point. Verse 13, it says, nevertheless, according to his promise, looking for a new heaven, right? New heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So in all, again, we're looking for a new heaven and a new earth, man. Right? So, well, I'm read up. It says, looking for and hastening and unto the coming of the day of the Most High, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? It says, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Again, nevertheless, according to his promise, looking for new, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So, yeah, man, we looking to get out of here, right? That's being mentally checked out. So hastening, right? I kind of want to look up the word hasten. What is that? To make haste, to waste, to desire earnestly. See, to desire earnestly. We're desiring to get out of here, man. You know, that's the goal. That's what we're having our mindset on, the kingdom. Doesn't the scripture say to seek ye first the kingdom? You know, that's what we're seeking for, man. You know, so yeah, being mentally checked out. We're not. Our minds are not here, man. Our minds are on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and getting out of here, man. You know, this knowledge, wisdom, and this truth, right? So let me go back again and read that again. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her. And who's her? America, right? My people. And that's possessive. My people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the chosen people that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay? But the thing is, though, this is specifically for the elect, right? There's an election within an election. So here it is. We have Israel in a whole, you know, our people, but majority of our people are wicked as hell, and they're not mentally checked out. They're not actually looking to get out of here, man. You know, if they were, they would be, you know, they wouldn't be trying to plan things here, trying to build things here. We need to build communities. No, man. We ain't supposed to be building no damn communities. Like, forget that stuff, man. We trying to get out of here, man. You know, only way we can actually live peacefully is when this devil gets out, is out of power, man. You can't do anything while this man is in power, man. So it's best to wait on the Lord to come back and take this devil out, man, because we can't do it, right? We need a higher power, which is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. So it says that ye be not partakers of her sins. See? We ain't trying to be caught up in all this, man. You know? Not at all. It just says that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. So all the atrocities, all the things that Esau Edom has done, and behind closed doors, like there's so many things that Esau Edom has done that I'm sure brothers don't even know about, you know, that is kept hidden, you know, messing with our food, messing with the air, you know, trying to literally kill us, man. Doing things behind our backs and everything, man. The scriptures talk about he can't sleep unless he does wickedness, man. That's why again this devil needs to get out to get out of power, man. In order for us to actually live in peace, right? But the point is, yeah, he remembers the Most High Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, remembers her iniquities, man. Okay, so Esau's not gonna get away with it, right? Real quick, this is Romans. What's that? Yeah, Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world. Con meaning what? Con with, formed. Don't be with this. You're formed into this world. Don't be with, formed with this world, right? You know, that goes in, and honestly, that word makes me think of forget where exactly it is, but where it says being entangled, you know, that entanglement. You're forming, you know what I'm saying, with this world. Nah, you can't form at all with this world. You can't be one with this world. You have to get away from this world, man. Separate yourself, right? So again, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed, right, by the renewing of your mind. See, that mind, mentally checked out, but mentally checked in to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, right? Again, that acceptable, good, perfect. We're proving what is good. We're proving what is acceptable. We're proving what is perfect. You know, we're setting an example. You know, so this is the way, man. We're being accepted of Him as well, man. So yeah, we need this, man. This is the only way, right? Especially to get out of her, you know, mentally. But point is too that I forgot in Revelation 18 is first again it starts off mentally, but then the physical part comes in where we're physically going to get out of America, man, aka Babylon, aka Babylon the Great, right? Which Babylon goes back to the word Babel, which means confusion, right? This is confusion. So this confusion, this world, we're gonna get out of here through these chariots, man, through the chariots that are coming, that you see, you know, that the world ignorantly calls UFOs, right? But we identify them, we understand them. The scriptures say to be not dismayed at the signs in heaven, right? For the heathen are dismayed at them. So we shouldn't be like thinking anything. We should already know what time it is, man. Now that's the Lord, right? Let me see. So being mentally checked out is again having your mindset on getting out of here. Your mindset on this word, right? Real quick. Nope. This is what's that? Psalms chapter 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret what? Place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. And this is heavy because it's that secret place. That's that, like, what is this secret place? You know, you're thinking, what is this secret place? This secret place is the scriptures, man. You know, your mindset on the scriptures. Once you put on Yahweh Shai, once you put on the full word, right, the full armor, as the scriptures say, you're putting on the full armor, you're putting on Yahweh Shai, you know, because the scriptures talk about that we have the mind of Yahweh Shai, you know, as far as what when we follow the law, statutes, commandments, and we follow this word, man, we have the mindset of Yahweh Shai, man. So that secret place again is these scriptures, man. And that makes me think of, again, just being mentally checked out of this world, but mentally checked into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in this word, right? So again, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty, right? And if you go to the precept to back that is Matthew 13. In verse 10 it says, "Why?" And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the what? Mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And that right there as well shows you that there's an election that the Most High has ultimately, right? So specific few, that there's a lot of people that aren't gonna get it, and there's only a specific few that are gonna get it. It says, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust, right? So we trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. The scriptures talk about the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. So this, again, being checked into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you are going to be good and you are going to be safe. You know, you're going to be, again, a calling upon that name, man, is a must in these last days, man. You know, you're not, you can't call on any other name but those names, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, again, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, okay? So, yeah. It says, Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence, right? And again, snare is the trap and the fowler is the trapper, the one that traps you, right? So these things that is gonna try to trap Jake is gonna come to the 2/3, but it's not gonna come to the elect, man, because the elect have that mindset of Salakia, has that mindset of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and at the same time why Yahweh Shai is on their side, man. You know? So, and what does it say? If the Most High be for us, who could be against us? You know? All these different scriptures where where it says that if the Lord is on our side, nothing, no evil is gonna touch us, man. You know? And that's a beautiful thing. It says, He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler, right? Yeah, this truth is the shield and the buckler. This is the things that we can defend with, man. You know. But yeah, that's the point. You know. So again, that mentally checked out, you know, and being into this word, constantly studying, constantly staying in the spirit. I say that's for myself first and foremost. We gotta do that, man. You know. Of course, it's not easy because, you know, this world it constantly distracts you, you know. And let me get that. Because Paul was even saying, you know, something along those lines, man. He was basically going into, you know, how, you know, not being with your woman and everything like that, and not really being with you, but more like those who have wives, keyword wives, be as though they had none. Let's read it. It says, but I say, brethren, well, 1 Corinthians 7:29. But I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So Paul himself even knew not to even worry about this world, man. You know, again, having that mindset, he already knew in his mind, bro. It ain't even worth trying to get anything here. It's not even worth trying to build anything here. Just like what I was saying, you know. And if you and it said in the Apocrypha too. So goes in more in depth with it. But point is, as far as again, just not being a part of the things that goes on and just focusing on the kingdom. You know, the scriptures talk about lay up for yourselves treasures upon in heaven and not treasures upon earth, man. You know? So skipping down, again, Paul was going into it, man, as far as like, you know, the married man, you know, is so focused on how he may please his woman rather than the most high, man. Right? So real quick, let's read it a little bit. Where's it at? Well, I'll read straight to the point. All right, so, Shalakia. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Here we go. So it says, verse 35, it says, this I speak for your own profit. Verse 35, for your own profit, that not that I may cast a snare upon you, right? But for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. So he's not telling you, and that's what Jake be saying, like, look, man, hey, I ain't trying to get on you. I'm just telling you what it is, man. Look, I'm just helping you out. I'm not coming at you or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that you should attend to the Lord without distraction. You know? So Paul was sincere with it. You know, he's letting you know, because this is a touchy subject, because, you know, people, you know, if you go up to a person and be like, oh, tell them, like, you really shouldn't be worrying about that. You know, you really shouldn't be worrying about family. You really shouldn't be worrying about what's the word for it? You know, trying to make something here and everything like that. They're gonna and don't worry about that. Don't do this. Don't do that. They're gonna be thinking like, kind of getting like kind of hostile a little bit. Like, wait, what you talking about? Like, what you can't? You think I can't do? Like, no, man. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just being with the Lord. You gotta put the Lord first, man. You know, the scriptures talk about in what Mark 8 verse like 35 on down. 35 on down, right? And Mark 10, the 10th chapter. I mean, not Mark, Matthew, the yeah, I think it's 10. But yeah, Matthew 10, the 10th chapter, where it talks about losing your life for the gospel's sake, man, for Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man, you know? So for this truth, losing your life, you will find it, right? So we got to let go. And again, like I read too in Romans 12, giving our bodies a living sacrifice, just like Yahweh Shai did, man. You know, he was on a mission, and that's what we have to be on, right? He stood on business. So again, it says, and this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attain upon the Lord without distraction. Right? So that's just what it is, man. He was going into it, man. And yeah, Corinthians, he was in Corinth, and they had a little marriage problem and everything. He was just basically breaking down marriage and everything, how it goes, the ordinances, and how things supposed to be. You know, it's a beautiful thing. But ultimately, we're really supposed to be focusing on the Lord, you know, not being distracted, you know. But I don't want to make this too long. So with that, I pray that you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And with that I say, Shalom.